I'm Milana, your host.
And I'm Kai.
And welcome to Normalcy.
Normalcy, Season 2. We had a break. There was a break of figuring things out.
Yeah.
I think that was our excuse last time.
Yeah.
Just figuring things out.
Yeah.
But I mean, with all of this break has come some big things.
Yes, we have some great news.
Very great, important news.
Our podcast is now on both Podbean and Apple Podcasts.
And YouTube,
And YouTube.
So if you are listening to it on Podbean or Apple Podcasts, then you probably already know that it is on said platforms. So yeah, if you Google or if you search Normalcy with Millie and Kai on iTunes, you can find it there, and then please leave us 5 stars and a review.
Mm-hmm.
And then normalcy.podbean.com is the official domain for our Podbean channel, I guess. And so there are downsides to listening to it on these platforms, because visuals, you can't see visual things, you know.
Mm.
If I throw a screen up, you'll only be able to see that on YouTube. And then also, the description of the last episode, Podbean told me it was too long, even though it wasn't. So, and I did claim in that episode that I would transcribe a very long Jack Reacher trailer.
Which he did.
I did. It's on YouTube. It's in the YouTube description, but it's not in the Podbean or Apple description. So if you don't believe me, you can check it out. It's all there. I did do it. But, I mean, Apple Podcasts, that's a big deal.
That's a pretty big deal.
Like, it's a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
I turned in an email. Well, before that, I had to figure out a ton of things to get it actually qualifiable for Apple. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. You almost went insane. No, you did go insane.
I did go insane. I had to listen to like spa music on my phone.
Because you forgot to refresh the page.
It wasn't a forget thing. I just figured it refreshed automatically.
Mm.
It was like, it was just me trying to get they had a specific logo qualification thing, and so I would get the logo to what it needs to be, change it on Podbean, and then when I changed it on Podbean, the thing is, it didn't actually change. It had like a delay kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I reloaded the page, it would have changed immediately, but I didn't learn that until hours into my project. But
I got to see the slow mental degradation live for myself.
Yeah.
I think wasn't there one point you just started wailing? Probably.
Yeah. There was probably that point. So when I got it all ready to be uploaded, and then I emailed it to the iTunes people. And I don't know if it's a bot that approves. I don't know. I was thinking about that.
Probably a bot.
I was thinking about that. What is approved to them? Like, what do they do? Do they make sure?
Probably no sounds of people being murdered.
Probably, like, I don't know if they review all of the content to make sure that you're not talking about certain things. But like, I don't know. Like, cause it'd probably be some kind of a liability issue to upload a podcast about certain things, you know?
Murder.
Like murder.
Listen to this live.
Yeah, and then I got an email like a few days later, because I made the terrible decision of emailing them on a Friday after business hours. So I didn't get an email until Monday at like 5 o'clock, and I was like, this is epic!
Nice. And
it was very epic. It was a very epic thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
iTunes.
We've made it to the big leagues now.
The podcast app.
Spotify doesn't have any iTunes.
Yeah. I mean,
Best part, you guys still don't have to pay to see it. As long as you have an Apple product, you can access Apple Podcasts.
Or, see, like, you can watch it on YouTube if you're really dead set on visual things. But if you're not, then, I mean,
why wouldn't
it's so cool to go to a place called normalcy.podbean.com. That's cool.
Is that how you're gonna plug in the URL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, people.
Very cool.
It's cool. And it is cool.
So now you know. And knowing's half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
It could be on Spotify. That's a future dream. Because Spotify hosting costs money. It's like, Podbean has a free plan, but it doesn't come with a lot, but it works for getting onto iTunes. So I'm using the Podbean free plan right now. I have to pay to get it onto Spotify. And if that's not a big deal, then that's not a big deal, and it doesn't have to be a goal. But
that is a big deal to you guys. Let us know in the comments.
It could be, yeah. So that's a comment thing.
Yeah.
If you can, I don't know how to comment. I think you can leave normal comments on Podbean.
Yeah. You can't comment on.
Don't write a review to be a commenter on Apple,
please.
That's
weird.
You can do that on YouTube.
Serious reviews only, please.
Yeah, except for my review, which wasn't very serious.
What'd you leave?
I said very epic, 5 stars, and it was actually I didn't say that. Some person named Kai's #1 fan, who wasn't me, said that. Wow. I had to make a fake name. I mean,
exposed.
No,
Watergate all over again.
Sentence over. I mean, that's kind of the big thing to start this episode, is that we are everywhere and always watching forever.
We are a part of you as much as you are a part of us. We are one.
Oh, except there's no you in Normalcy. They're not a part of us.
They're not.
Because
we're a part of you.
Because Normalcy is not a part of you.
Or what? You is not a part of Normalcy.
Yeah, that's the right one. Milena,
I
have a question.
What's your question?
How did your day start today?
It started with me waking up kind of late.
I watched an episode. I was listening to an episode. Yeah, I listen to my own episodes.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah.
That's how we get most of our views.
I don't remember which one it was. It was one of the first ones. And you were talking about how you always wake up late. Or you forget to take your allergy meds on days that we record, and you call it like the
I haven't been
Normalcy
taking my
Curse.
allergy medicine for a while. So.
Yeah, that's how I know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Curse continues.
A little bit late. Well, not actually that late. Just meh.
Just meth late?
Definitely not like late, but like not early enough to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like. But I had actually been feeling pretty crappy for the past, 5 days because my tonsils...
Watch your language.
Because my tonsils and my lymph nodes were so swollen and they were pushing against my ears and causing pain.
You sound better.
I do sound, yeah.
You sounded really, really swole.
Swole.
You sounded...
That's what my parents say. I couldn't really tell, but
you know how sometimes you sound weirdly different in the morning? It's so weird. It doesn't even sound like congestion. It just sounds like a whole nother person.
Yeah.
It's so weird. You sounded like that times 100.
Yeah, but I'm better now.
I felt like I could see your tonsils. But I couldn't.
It's an echolocation type of thing. You know the shape of my tonsils.
Yeah, I could feel your tonsils with my sound.
Yep.
That's echolocation.
But yeah, I'm feeling better now. And so I got up. I hung out, and then I went to homeroom, and then I went to band, and so we practiced last night in our uniforms. But it was 90 degrees out. Oof. And so our uniforms are long black socks, dress shoes, these dress overalls, because they're dress pants, but they're they're overalls. And then a really thick jacket type of thing, suit jacket type of thing. And then these helmets that have, they're just plastic. There's no airflow. There's just these plastic helmets. And we had to march in our entire show in 90-degree heat in those. And it actually, I was sweating so much that it struggled for me to get the jacket off because it was sticking to my skin.
Oh, gross.
Because of how sweaty I was. It was insane.
How often do they wash those uniforms?
They don't. Maybe. I
And
don't know if
that's
they
a
actually,
wrap,
I think they
folks.
dry. I think they dry clean. Well, I mean that'd be a weird thing because they're like dress stuff, so you probably get them dry cleaned, not washed. But I would assume they get it dry cleaned before every season.
Every season? That's not enough.
I know.
That's not even close.
Well,
to
it's true. There's not enough time between like competitions and games to do that. Because there's a lot of uniforms.
That makes me sad. That's so gross. Do you use the same one every time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. At least you're in your own sweat.
But yeah, so anyway, so we watched the video, and then after that I went to algebra. And we did some stuff with matrices.
The matrices?
The matrices, I don't know.
The matrici? The matrix?
I think the
is
matrices, I think
the
that's
mattresses?
Sure.
I think it's the mattresses, guys.
The Mattress, starring Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Yeah, the mattress.
Oh yeah, and then I went to, so then I had an open one, then I went to English. And so we're reading Lord of the Flies in English right now.
You seen that movie?
No.
Of course you haven't. You seen no movies.
No. Yeah. Oh, actually.
What, are you gonna blame that one on your parents?
No. I just didn't know there was a movie until about a few years ago. I knew it was a book, I didn't know it was a movie.
Tis a movie.
We were reading that and we had to learn about allegory, and they were doing this activity where they present like a very commonly used like story shape, and you gotta either do it with a historical event or like a movie or a story it's from. And the last one was a special person comes to save mankind, usually with a catchy name like The One, and then dies, or at least is almost dead and comes back to life. Along the way, they may be betrayed by somebody they know, or like something like that. And it was like, oh yeah, the Matrix. And then I had like the biggest like galaxy brain moment because somebody said the Bible, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's a part of the New Testament.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What? So Harry Potter is a Bible because that's how.
Yeah.
That's how
Harry Potter. It's not a Bible. It's the Bible.
It's basically the Bible. So is the Matrix, except they don't have the betrayed someone. No. Someone does betray Neo in the Matrix. I forget about this. Yeah.
It's the Bible. Is there a novelization?
Is Neo Jesus?
There is a novelization. There's gotta be.
A novelization of the Bible?
Of the Matrix.
Oh.
I know that there's been a novel that wrote. So yeah, there's gotta be a novelization. I'd hate to write the novelization of the Matrix. That'd suck.
Oh god, because so much of it is visual too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have you seen that video of how they do that thing where they're both in the air?
Bullet time?
Yeah.
I've never seen the bullet
time. They've got 100 cameras in a circle. And they're like all basically taking a picture at once, and it goes.
Oh god, that sounds awesome.
It goes whoosh whoosh whoosh. Yeah, I know. I'm great at explaining it. Yeah, it's crazy, and they jump in the air, and then they all take a picture, and so that the camera can look like it's going. Ooh. That's epic. They also did that when Trinity kicks that one guy in the beginning.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And all of her kicks in the beginning.
I feel like Trinity is the coolest part of the. Like, she is far more capable than Neo for at least half the movie. She knows what she's doing, and then she's like, okay, we're just gonna make her the love interest.
Yeah, there you go.
Know she deserves to be the main character.
Yeah.
You can't really make the main character and then make a side character cooler than the main character. Because Trinity is so much cooler than Neo.
And especially in the beginning. And she's jumping all over all the buildings and punching everyone in that little room. In the beginning when she finally gets away, she calls the phone and the car just hits it. And she's not, oh my god, that's so cool. Now I gotta watch The Matrix again.
I tried to watch the second one, but by 20 minutes in, I was like, this is the worst piece of cinema I've ever seen. I turned it off. I hated it. I couldn't get through it. I was like, oh my god, this is so much, so boring.
Is it The Matrix Reloaded? Is that what it's called? I've never seen it. It's on Netflix, I think. I think both of them were on Netflix at one point. Yeah. I don't know if they still I think I watched The Matrix on Netflix.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's where I first watched it.
How did we get here?
We were talking. Oh, I was talking about English.
English, yeah.
And the Bible. So, after English, I went to a sectional for band. That was pretty neat. Mm-hmm. Then I had lunch.
I had lunch too.
Yeah, we had lunch at the same time. Mm-hmm. So did Danelle have? Yeah, she did. She did have lunch with us. Eventually, yeah. And then after that, I went to Lat'n.
Lat'n.
Mm-hmm. Is it what? Oh my! I just realized I say Lat'n, like Latin, like Lat'n.
Lat'n. Lat'n. You do say it like that.
Yeah. They just like that.
But I mean, most people say it like that. Yeah. Like a Nebraskan. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. I feel like people down south are totally aware that they have a dialect and that they have their specific things. But I'm sure that to them, we have a very specific dialect and accent, but
we can't tell.
I just feel American.
Yeah, same.
I just feel like I talk Americanly.
Yeah. Hello, I'm an American. I speak American.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, I speak American. I go into Burger Mine so I can purchase one. I saw this poster. It was like, "Hello, yes, I'm American. I go into Burger Mine so I can purchase one disc of rock and roll music." And it was like, okay, yeah, this is a KGB. KGB interrogated in 1985.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You sound like a dying cow. Oh my god. Now that is staying in. Oh my god. You just totally sound like your mom and you said, like, I could totally, like, if your mom did that weird cough exhale thing, it would sound just like that. When you drink too much from the water nipple.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You don't get the joke. He calls a sports cap a water nipple. That
happened. Okay, so back in freshman year, Reese was drinking water from a water nipple, and I said, "That's so gross. How can you do that? It's like drinking
water from a nipple.
It's like drinking it's like drinking milk from a water cow."
What?
It's like drinking milk from a water cow.
Okay. Is that why you guys say milk from the water cow a lot?
No, we say milk from the water cat.
Yeah.
Because Reese thought I said cat when I said it. So, I mean, it's just like a weird nipple.
Milk from the water cat.
It's milk from the water cat. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Lat'n.
And then after that, I went to swimming. So I didn't really do much today.
Your hair is moist.
It is very moist.
And this room is moist.
It smells like a pool now.
It smells like a pool in this room. Speaking of pools, next week we're making cardboard boats in my engineering class, and we're gonna test them in the pool. And
is your boat gonna win? What?
Are your knees having a seizure?
No, I'm just.
Your knees were seizing. I swear.
No, it's like I do this, except I just do it here. Or I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, just this.
Okay. What's the fridge brand that's not Samsung? Who's the other famous fridge brand? Can you think of another fridge manufacturer?
Frigidaire?
No. It's like one of the big ones.
Samsung?
No, not the one that's not Samsung. I forgot it was. I forgot it was. But they send Nebraska Furniture Mart sends Westside all of the boxes that they get from fridges from Samsung and another brand.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of cardboard to go through. So I mean, I hope I can make a boat as big as the pool. That'd be pretty cool. A huge raft.
No, you should make it as deep as the pool, so that way you can sink.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna have to stand at the bottom of it, and if a hole happens, then I'm going to drown. Like, oh my god, that'd be terrifying. If you're just in this skinny, like, weird room. Yeah, like a tube, and you're just standing at the bottom, and it like.
Imagine it
all
just
of a sudden
imploding.
Yeah, like if it's all like kind of like proportionally weak, and it all gives in at the same exact time, you're gonna die.
God.
You will die. No, you will die.
You will die.
You will die.
Now, young Skywalker, you will die.
You.
What was your day like?
Oh, it was normal. It was a normal day. Yeah, I did say that like I was sad or something.
You just burst into tears.
I had a muffin today. I had a muffin.
Yay.
I had a muffin in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll look at my schedule. Maybe that'll help me. Hold on. So I went to principals. That's
of engineering.
Of engineering. It was just a normal day, I guess. Nothing really going on there. World history. You know what sucks?
What?
Timeline project. Did you have to do it?
Yeah. I already did it.
Only Cahill had to do it. Only
What?
Cahill's class. Every single person that I asked that wasn't in Cahill, they're like, what?
Oh my god. I spent like...
None of them had to do it.
Like all night. All night. Sunday night. I was up till like 11 doing this. And then I was coughing for like an hour, so I didn't get to sleep until like 1 in the morning. And, oh my god.
Yeah, I did it a long time ago. And even so, I kept asking people, I'm like, are you done with your timeline yet? It's due on Tuesday. And they're like, What? I'm like, bruh, what the heck? It's just not, it's so stupid. Why?
I think I did it right. I hope I did. Yeah.
After world history, I hopped on over to chemistry.
Chemistry?
That's a double mod.
I don't take chemistry. I take forensics. We have to look at the pig. Oh, we're going to talk about the pig.
The pig!
The pig. So, in forensics, we have to watch a pig decompose not once, but twice.
Ooh.
So we already watched the first one. It's already bones now. And now the other pig is just in the same cage. So you got this one pig that looks like, it doesn't look like it's doing too good. The other one's just bones. And so we gotta watch that decompose. But like, I don't mind the beginning stage. I don't mind the end stage. The middle stages are where things get weird.
How big is this cage?
It's... Well, because the pigs aren't like big pigs, they're like fetal pigs.
Uh-huh.
So the cage's probably about... It's like I don't know.
Compare it to something, because
I would say it's about a little less than a yard long. And probably about 2.5 feet wide.
Okay. Where is it?
It's behind the scoreboard on the football field.
Gross.
Yeah, but in the middle stages, it gets really gross because there just starts to be parts where the maggots are eating into it. So you'll see like just these pits of just done. And then the eye would be gone. And then the snout would be like half eaten inwards. And it'd just all be black, dead flesh.
I have a confession.
What is it?
It wasn't the maggots. It was me. I've been taking chomps of that pig ever since you put it out there.
Well, we have a cage to protect against that.
You don't think I can break through a cage?
Well, how'd you put it back together?
Put what back together?
The cage. Because it hasn't been broken.
I opened the cage.
I don't think you actually can really open the cage. Well, it's not the way that I can see it. It's not a way you can just go like, do. Yeah. It's probably on the ground, so you probably put
I did.
The cage.
Yeah, I lifted the cage.
And then you ate it?
I took a chomp.
Is that why the other one turned into bone so fast? Like, it was like a week and it was just...
I'm a hungry boy.
Oh, God. My dad's gonna puke if he hears this. He can't stand it when I talk about the pig. They're gonna start talking about it, he'll be like, okay, go to the other room.
Pigcorpse. You're welcome, Dad.
Alright. We got the pig. Oh, yeah. Lord of the Flies, for those of you who have not read it, is basically the Hunger Games with no winner. Bunch of soldiers get stuck on the island, and then they all just eventually, like, killing each other. Like, it's all well and good for at least the first half, but in the second half, like, things kind of start to go downhill when there's this one kid who's like the oldest kid, basically, and he's very violent. Like, and there's one part of the book where he's talking to, like, the main character, who's, like, this kind of chaotic neutral, and he's, like, trying to express how much he wants to kill something.
Okay.
And it's like a 12-year-old kid, so...
Yeah.
Basically what he does, he's like, you know what? I don't like the main character being the leader. I'm gonna go somewhere else. So he moves all the way over there. And basically what he creates is just some sort of, like, fascist tribe because they all worship him, basically. Even though he doesn't do squat, all he does is just have a desire for bloodthirst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's this one little kid, he's like a 6-year-old, his name is Simon. He's kind of just chaotic good. And he wanders in, he walks in there, he falls in there, while they're like kind of doing like this dance ritual thing. And they're like, because they're all just creating this like general violence, like this aura of violence and anger around them. They're like, now they finally have something to focus their violence on. So they all violently murder a 6-year-old, push him off a cliff, and then the waves carry his body out to sea. So yeah, everything kind of goes downhill from there.
A person wrote that?
Yeah.
With their
No,
brain?
because he was a teacher, but he also served in World War II.
Oh.
So he was just like, oh, well, all children are Nazis.
So all children are Nazis.
I cracked it.
He's cracked the mystery to life.
He's cracked the mystery to like 6 to 12-year-old kids.
Yep.
They're just all Nazis.
Yep.
That's
the answer.
They're all terrible.
That's the answer. It is 3:55.
Oh wow.
And we have to be out of here at 4.
Should probably.
For
I
now.
feel like we didn't talk about anything.
This is gonna be a short description.
Yeah.
But we have our days.
Yeah.
Last time.
Was really.
That was a long time.
Yeah.
We've been recording here for 33 minutes.
All right.
So this is gonna be a pretty short episode.
Yeah.
It'll probably end up being like
15 minutes.
maybe not that short, maybe a little longer.
20
15 minutes. Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be too long, not gonna be too short. All right. I
think we're good.
Yeah. Write reviews.
Yeah. Please
share.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much better to share now.
This is kind of the cardinal sin of YouTubers, but like, comment, and subscribe, please.
Do that.
Please.
It's gonna be easier to share than now that we're on Apple. If you share it and you're like, listen to this Apple podcast rather than listen to this YouTube podcast.
Yeah, people will be like, oh yeah.
You'll lose
Instead of
less
like,
dignity.
I'm not gonna stare at a blank screen for 40 minutes.
And you can do this in the background. You can exit your app and keep listening. You can turn off your phone, keep listening. I got nothing else.
All right. See you next
time.
Yeah.
See you next time. I feel bad. See you next week. Still getting into it.
You know what, one more thing. Who goes on their computer and is like, you know what I would love to see more than digital clock? And the analog clock, so I have to squint on where the second hand is. Oh my god.
Those people, they're robots. What the heck? Like, I'm gonna switch to analog clock. Oh my god. This is terrifying. I am scared for my life.
It's so tiny.
I don't know a single person who does that, and if I do, they will instantly become on my
hit list?
Do not interact with list, or my hit list.
Or your hit list. They're kind of both one and the same. You hit them so you don't have to interact with them anymore. You can just hit them off the hit list, and you don't have to interact with them.
If you just don't want to interact with someone, just, you know what to do.
You know what to do.